and welcome to our another session of punctuation topic. In this third part of punctuation, we will discuss some other topics or some other punctuation marks such as apostrophe, quotation marks or commas, full stop, capital, letters and ellipses. So let us begin with our this topic punctuation with our next step with our 12th punctuation mark, that is apostrophe. An apostrophe is used to indicate the omission of letter or letters from a word. An apostrophe is used to indicate the omission of a letter or letters from a word. Example, I am sorry, I can't help you. And for you can say contrast also we can use apostrophe. It is used in possessive case of noun. It is used in possessive case of nouns. Raju's book, Rita's pen. It is used to form plural of abbreviations. It is used to form plural of abbreviation. Many MAs and BAs are unemployed. Many MAs and BAs are unemployed. There is no apostrophe. There is no apostrophe before the possessive S with pronouns. There is no apostrophe before the possessive S with pronouns. Example, its, hers, yours, ours. So we don't use S with possessive, S with pronouns. If multiple nouns jointly own another noun, if multiple nouns jointly own another noun, we use an apostrophe only on the final noun. Example, the man and the woman's car was badly damaged. The man and woman car was badly damaged. Here in this sentence, the man and woman's car. One car belongs to both the man and the woman. So here we have read that if multiple nouns jointly own another noun, we use an apostrophe only on the final noun, means the next one. Example, the man and woman's car was badly damaged. It means the car belongs to both man and woman. If multiple nouns each possess another noun individually, each noun should have an apostrophe. If multiple nouns each possess another noun individually, each noun should have an apostrophe. Example, the students and the teachers' motivations were in conflict. The students and the teachers' motivation were in conflict. Here there are two separate motivations, students and teachers. So each owned by different persons, and we put apostrophe over here. The students and the teachers' motivations were in conflict. So there are two separate motivations, each owned by a different person. Two motivations and two persons. So two different separate motivations and each owned by different persons. So if multiple nouns each possess another noun individually, then each noun should have an apostrophe. If an indefinite pronoun means a noun that refers to no specific person or thing. A noun that refers to no specific person or thing owns a noun, then we add s. If an indefinite pronoun owns a noun, we add s. Example, does anybody's key fit this lock? Does anybody's key fit this lock? Don't use an apostrophe in verbs. We don't use apostrophe in verbs. Example, marks, find, things, ask, like this. So, apostrophe has two main functions. It marks possession and it is used in contractions to indicate the place where the letters have been omitted or to further illustrate this point. So, we have already seen some of the rules that dictated when apostrophe should be used and when they should be placed. So we have already read here some rules, the rules here. So these rules dictate us when apostrophe should be used and where they should be placed. So go through these rules thoroughly and see the proper use of apostrophe. Our next is inverted commas. Inverted commas. Inverted commas are used in writing to show where speech begins and ends. Inverted commas are used in writing to show where speech begins and ends. Where speech begins and ends. Example, let us see the first rules. First, to separate reported speech from reported verb in direct speech. To separate reported speech from reported verb in direct speech. Example, Rajat said to me, comma, inverted commas, begin, or you can say quotation marks, I am going to Ajmer, full stop, comma, closed. For writing some actions or quotations, we use quotation marks or inverted commas for writing some actions or quotations. According to the Ramayana, work is paramount in this world. According to the Ramayana, comma, inverted commas, begin, work is paramount in this world, full stop, comma, closed. Napoleon says, comma, inverted commas, begin, nothing is impossible in the world, full stop, comma, close. So we use quotation or inverted commas, quotation marks or inverted commas for writing some actions, to show some actions or quotations. Next is single inverted commas are used with some proper nouns like names of books, like names of books, cities, ships, titles, etc. Example, the Gita, the Hindustan Times. Example, have you read the Gita? Have you read the Gita? So, we use inverted commas to show where the speech begins and ends, to separate reported speech from reported verb in direct speech, for writing some actions or quotations, and we use single inverted commas with some proper nouns. Next is ellipsis. The ellipsis is used in writing or printing to indicate an omission of letters or words. These are used within quotations to jump from one phrase to another, omitting unnecessary words that do not interfere with the meaning, and they are used with three dots. They are used with three dots or three eyes or stars. Ellipsis is used. The ellipsis is used in writing or printing to indicate an omission of letters or words. These are used within quotations to jump from one phrase to another, omitting unnecessary words that do not interfere with the meaning. Example, she began to count 1, 2, 3, then ellipsis, sign of ellipsis, so on, means 1, 2, 3 and so on, 4, 5, 6, like that. Ellipsis can express hesitation, changes of mood, surprise or thoughts. Ellipsis can express hesitation, changes of mood, suspense or thoughts trailing off. It is used to indicate a pause or veering in an otherwise straightforward sentence. Ellipsis can express hesitation, changes of mood, surprise or thoughts trailing off. It is used to indicate a pause or veering in a otherwise straightforward sentence. Example, I don't know, I am not sure. So here the person is feeling hesitation and he is not sure about the thing that happened. So here we use ellipsis because it shows the hesitation. I don't know, I am not sure. He said, comma, inverted commas begin. I really don't understand this. So I then expresses thought or the suspense, the changes of mood that he really don't, that the person I really don't means he does not understand this. So ellipsis can express hesitation, changes of mood, surprise or thoughts trailing off. Example, I don't know. Then sign of ellipsis, I am not sure. Second, he said, comma, inverted commas begin. I, then sign of ellipsis, really don't. Again, sign of ellipsis, understand this, full stop, comma, closed. So, this is quite difficult to understand. For this, to make it clear or understand, you should go thoroughly the rules, the steps we use for the exact use of this punctuation mark ellipsis. Thoroughly read these examples and definition and the rules and the step we use for ellipses. Our next is capital letter. Next is capital letters. Capital letters. A capital letter is used in the beginning of sentence. We use capital letter in the beginning of the sentence. Example, she is reading the newspaper. Full stop. They are playing football. We use capital letter in the beginning of proper noun. Example, we live in India. We live in India. Second, the largest state of India is Rajasthan. So, we use capital letters in the beginning of the sentence and in the beginning of proper noun. Here we live in India. Proper noun, the largest state of India is Rajasthan. We use capital letters in the beginning of proper adjectives. They follow Marxism. We all are Indians. We use capital letters in the beginning of proper adjective. Example, they follow Marxism. We all are Indians. We use capital letters in the beginning of every line of poem. We use capital letters in the beginning of every line of a poem. Example, the roads are blocked, the people flocked from villages far and near to the monsoon fair here. So we use capital letters in the every line of the poem, beginning of the poem. Next, in the beginning of reported speech of direct quotation. In the beginning of reported speech of direct quotation. Example, Aditi said, comma, inverted commas begin, she is my friend. So we will use capital letter over here. She. Aditi said, comma, inverted commas begin, she is my best friend. Next, to write first letter of names of books, poems, letters, essays, chapters, stories, titles, etc. To write first letter of names of books, poems, letters, essays, chapters, stories, titles, etc. Example, have you read the story Panch Parmeshwar? Question mark. So, we use capital letter over here because it is the name of the book story. Have you read the story Panch Parmeshwar? Question mark. We use capital letters in the beginning of names of days, months, fairs, festivals, etc. We use capital letters in the beginning of names of days, months, fairs, festivals, etc. Example, my father will come on Deepavali. My father will come on Deepavali. I reached Mansa on Monday. So, we use capital letter in the beginning of names of the days, months, fairs and festivals also. Next, to write pronoun I and interjection O. To write pronoun I and interjection O. We use capital letters. Example, it is I. It is I. Second, oh God, you are so merciful. Here, U capital, Y capital, it is for God. Oh God, you are so merciful. So, we use capital letters to write pronoun I and interjection O. Example, it is I. Oh God, you are so merciful. In the beginning of names of languages. In the beginning of names of languages. Example, Hindi, English, Sanskrit, Urdu. My brother knows 4 languages. English, Hindi, Sanskrit, Urdu. So we use capital letters while writing the names of languages. In abbreviations, we use capital letters in abbreviations also. Member of Parliament. If we want to write the acronyms of Member of Parliament, then we will write in capital letters MP. Member of Legislative Assembly, MLA. United Nations Organizations, UNO. So here are some rules, some steps to use capital letters, and these are: we use capital letters in the beginning of a sentence, in the beginning of a proper noun, in the beginning of proper adjective, in the beginning of every line of poem, in the beginning of reported speech of direct quotation, to write first letters of names of books, poems, letters, essay, chapters, stories, titles, in the beginning of names of days, months, fairs, festivals, to write pronoun I and interjection O, we use capital letter. In the beginning of the names of languages, we use capital letter. And for abbreviations, we use capital letters. So here we have discussed 15 punctuation marks in our punctuation topic, that is divided into 3 parts, that we discuss punctuation marks in 3 sessions, in 3 parts. Go through the rules and the uses and the examples of the punctuation marks thoroughly and practice yourself.